The TTC, hot in the streets. First Nylander. Now Tomáš Kaberle. Ripping around the city with the Stanley Cup yesterday. Getting noticed. That's, Nylander's was discreet. Hard to be discreet when you're carrying the Stanley Cup around and wearing that jersey, the new All-Star jersey, polarizing jersey. Scotiabank Arena, of course, is hosting the NHL All-Star festivities from February 1st to the 3rd. All events are going to be broadcast on Sportsnet, Sportsnet Plus, and of course here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And the man who was carrying that Stanley Cup, who was moving around, who won that cup with not the right team. It didn't. It would have been nicer with the other team. Second highest scoring defenseman in team history, and of course NHL All-Star Game ambassador. It's Tomáš Kaberle. What's up, brother?
Hello, how are you?
Good, man. Good. Hey, so you're doing that thing yesterday. I always thought of you as like more of a quiet guy, more of an introverted guy. Do you like that much attention?
Yeah, I'm a quiet guy.
Yeah.
You're right with that one. But, I thought it was a cool idea by NHL and TTC people, Rogers, and to promote All-Star Game this way, like you said. Nylander and Riley going to the games on it, so it was a nice idea, and fans get to see it, touch the cup as well.
Yeah, but okay, so for me, I think that I'm an introvert, extrovert a little bit, but I recuperate with being alone, like getting away from the people. Like if I'm at a day like that, I'm exhausted by the end of it. That's more tiring for me than anything. Because you were on the TTC, I know you went down to visit Toronto Police, you were all over the place. Like by the end of that day, you must have been exhausted.
No, I love it. No,
you loved it.
I miss obviously the group, the hockey guys, my teammates, and this is part of the hockey. When you're done, doesn't mean you're done. You done everything. You want to give back, and it's nice to meet some people. So a lot of the fans, they got the ideas, thoughts about it, and
Did you like the fans' ideas?
There was lots of fun that day.
You like the fans' ideas? You like them coming up to you, being like, "Here's my thought," and you go, "All right, take that into consideration. Let me take that." Let me.
I think it's more. A lot of them never seen the cup and touched the cup. That was nice to see.
Yeah, it is cool. It is great because we've had it come through the building a few times. You never know if it's the real one, right? It's always, is this the replica cup? Is this the real cup? What are we dealing with here? But no, to be in its presence, there is something special about it. No, that's cool that you did that yesterday. And you just said it about missing the former teammates. It is here. There's going to be an emphasis on former Toronto greats like yourself. Is there anybody that you don't see that is coming back that you're really excited to get together with over this event?
No, I'll see a lot of the old teammates like you mentioned. I don't even know who's coming. I know Mas is coming. Cujo's gonna be there, and some guys still live in the city. And it's gonna be nice to see the actual All-Stars playing now. So it's gonna be great for my son to see some of these stars, see them in real. Dominating on the ice, especially the 3-on-3 game is going to be wide open. Obviously, the skating skills, shooting, and everything around the whole weekend. So I think it's going to be lots of fun, and it's going to bring lots of people from different cities and different countries.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. I think this city, one of the things that you can always rely upon is it gets up for big events, right? When there's something in town that is the thing. This is one of the best places to host, I think, in the world. And so for the NHL All-Star Game, I would imagine that the festivities that are going to happen, events like the fanfare that we keep giving away tickets to, that it's all going to be done properly with a lot of attention to detail and, just a lot available to fans that are going to come into the city and spend some time here. Because, it's going to be a lot of people from out of town too, right? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Mats being back in the city. I think he's such an international man of mystery now, right? Like in Sweden, it's like, no, he's just with his family. Nobody knows what's going on. Get little precious times where he actually ends up coming back here. It'll be fun to see the fans be able to celebrate guys like you and him when it's all down there. Okay, so I got a couple Leafs ones for you. You said about the fans. And I was thinking about you actually the other day because right now this team has a lot of players that have been criticized for not shooting enough. And so, you're saying you you liked getting opinions from the fans yesterday, but I'm sure that it was less so in your playing career when you were notorious for that. Like, people would always say Tomáš Kaberle needs to shoot more. Though you also got the horrible take of you should be a forward and not a defenseman when, again, you were pretty successful as a defenseman. A little insulting that one was always. But I'm curious, how does that bleed into your game? Like, was that hard for you? Was that something that you actually did think of consciously as it was happening? Because for a lot of these guys, and it's like Domi and Bertuzzi in particular, yeah, they've been criticized for overpassing the puck and not being selfish enough. And I wonder how it was for you, someone who was such a selfless player.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the wrong person to ask that. I guess I was brought up like that. Back home growing up, we always did a lot of stuff with the puck, a lot of drills with the puck, and like a game situations, and I always seems like to enjoy passing more and try to finding a last second someone open. And my dad criticized me too. You better shoot more too. So,
your dad was even doing it. That's tough. Yeah. Your dad's showing you newspapers, being like, "Look, they agree."
No, as you know, he played too, and he knows that too. But I guess it was in my blood, and sometimes I wish I shoot a little bit more, but otherwise, I think Kaber, Matt, Darcy, Stumpin, those guys were more open at that time, and I thought I did okay job with that. And yeah, but for sure, yeah, I wish if you look back, I wish I shoot a little bit more, but you have to look forward, right? So that's just memories.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though. Is okay. I'm sure that you wish that, but that's not. Yeah, I'm thinking more when you were actually in it. Do you remember how that affected you? Like, did it ever affect you? Because once you hit the ice, does that stuff sort of go away?
Yeah, you're right. Not really.
Yeah.
You're in a playing mode, and you're just focusing on your game, on your teammates, and I'm sure, like you mentioned, Domi and Bertuzzi, they're in the same position, right? They always maybe see someone in a little bit better position, or they're thinking it's better if they pass and his teammate scores, but it's not always the issue. But I'm sure they'll figure it out. And I thought the team so far has been doing a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. And the main thing is playoffs, obviously.
Yeah, just because I was watching, there was a clip floating around the internet, and it was of Max talking about different players when he was just from being a kid, because obviously he had Hall of Famers that were, aware of his game as even a 7-8-year-old. And that even Mario Lemieux once told him, you need to shoot the puck more. And I go, okay, if Mario Lemieux told you and you're still this much of a playmaker, then I feel as though when you're in your, 20s and 30s and you're an established NHL player, that critiques from media or even coaches that are trying to emphasize this more about your game, it's like, no, it's done. This is who you are. This is the feel that you have for the game. And yes, maybe there's the odd time on the ice where you are a little bit more selfish, but on the overall whole, that's not changing with a player like yourself.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're not going to change all of a sudden 1 or 2 games, and they know when it's the right time to shoot, I'm sure. And sometimes it's could be a good rebound out of it, obviously, when you hit the net, and they'll figure it out. I like I said, I thought they've been doing a pretty good job, especially as of late. Those 2 guys, I don't think they had a good start of the season, but as of late, they've been much better, and it's nice to see. And it's all about team. It's not all about one guy or 2 guys. At the end, you win the Stanley Cup as a team.
Okay. So if it is the team, which I agree with you, it looks like they're trying to add on the blue line. And I won't ask you for names, but if there was one type of defenseman you'd like to see added to this team, what would you like to see for the Leafs?
I thought Luke Shen worked pretty well last year with Riley. I thought they played really well together. Obviously, Shenner's more defensive guy, and Riley's offensive guy. So that I enjoyed playing. I enjoyed watching them in the last 2 playoffs. Maybe some kind of type of player like him. I don't even know who's going to be seller and buyer at the end. It looks like going to be going on in the next 2-3 weeks at that point, and then more names going to be floating around. So, but like I said, you don't have to have I think you need more experienced guy. We got a lot of young kids. They've been playing well. but at the end, you need to add with some experiencing guy, and that way, I think you can go deeper in the playoffs.
And I agree. Schenn was a revelation here. He was perfect with Riley in the postseason. They were clearly Toronto's best pairing. Thought that he brought something out of Morgan Riley that has continued into the season. But you were Luke Schenn's first D partner. That had to make you feel some kind of way when he showed up and he's the grizzled vet in Toronto.
No, it felt nice for sure. He's a great kid, hardworking guy, and he enjoyed playing here. We talk about it. Even like a month ago, we had the discussion how he enjoyed the second time around here, and he just wishes it was a little bit longer, obviously, and no one wants to lose like this. But that's hockey. Every team wants to win. At the end, it's a little bit of luck, and you have to have a red hot goalie in playoffs at the same time, and everything has to put in place.
I was thinking about this though too, in regards to him and him playing with you to start. It must have the way that he can fit with skilled guys who can move the puck like a Morgan Riley. Do you take any? I know hockey players and guys like yourself hate taking credit. But do you remember trying to fit together and trying to teach a young player? Because he was 18 when he broke in and played with you? 19, right? He was so young, would have been so impressionable. You obviously had a lot of stripes in the league. Do you remember kind of those early days of working with him on stuff and maybe some things that would have carried over from working with like a skilled partner as the quote-unquote stay-at-home guy that provided the physical, the thump? Yes,
I was in basically same position my first year when I jumped in, and back then Jason Smith, Sylvain Cote, Dmitry Yushkevich, those guys, Matt, they helped me a lot. When the teammates help you, don't just let you sit there, and you're gonna have your good days, bad days. So I kind of learned from that time. So when Schenner came, so I kind of knew what to do and how to help out same way. So I was there before, so there was fun playing with him. Yeah. For sure.
I like that though. And that's one of the things I actually do love about sports is when, and just all kind of careers, all walks of life, is when someone has a meaningful mentor or someone that really helps them with their career, and then they look forward to the opportunity to impart it onto others, rather than feeling like, crap, this isn't what I'm paid to do.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and you need your coach behind you as well as a young guy to give you some room and give you the chance to show what you got.
So that guy that has now that came in and was the new guy for Schenn and was his partner, Morgan Riley. He's having a crazy year. He's tied for 7th among defensemen in points with a couple games in hand on some guys. He's 5th in shots by a defenseman, which I thought was kind of interesting for a guy that is often known more for his playmaking. He looks a lot more aggressive this season. But has there been something that stood out to you when you watch Morgan Riley play this year?
No, he's just playing with confidence, and when you're playing with the offensive power, we got so much offensive power up front. He'll get open a lot, obviously, and not just 5-on-5 on power plays, and he used it a lot, and puck's going in for him, and it's really nice to see. I think he's at that age. He's on the top of his career, and this would be a good year for them to go far. So. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting year for them at the deadline. What the GM's going to do. Mm-hmm. I'm just a hockey player, so I'm not the guy what to say, what to do. And I'm sure all the fans and all the ex-players, teammates, and everybody's going to be looking forward to this year's playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, like you said yesterday, there's going to be a lot of people with opinions on it. There's going to be a lot of fans that have a lot of opinions. So if you're still doing more of these events, I'm sure you'll get more of them. Before you go, I got to ask you. Are you still delivering food for your wife's restaurant, Quanto Basta, or have you retired as a delivery guy?
I retired as the COVID stopped. So.
Yeah. Okay, so
I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was a good time, and I will do it again if something ever happens like that.
I hope not. I hope you don't ever deliver food again. Then.
Like you said.
If those are the parameters, may you never deliver food to anybody else's house again. But you can keep rolling around the TTC with the Stanley Cup. Hey, Thomas, always a pleasure to get to speak with you. Thanks so much for making time for the show today.
Thank you.
Take care.